guys, it's Monday. Welcome to another episode of Mondays here. I'm your host, Monday, and today's special guest is Mr. Brandon.
What's going on, y'all?
So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Brandon. My mama named me that. And no, really. And wow, you getting off to this one.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, she named me that. But my boys named me B-Rock. And that actually became my stage name. I do spoken word poetry. I'm a spoken word artist. Mm-hmm. And and that has taken me in all other types of places. So yeah, that's my life.
Okay, so how did your boys come up with you ain't no Brandon, you're a B-Rock.
Well, my last name is Brockington.
Oh.
So it was B-Rockington. So they were like B-Rockington, B-Rockington. And then this girl, it was my best friend who named me B-Rockington. And his girl would say, yeah, because you B-Rocking. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. And then, fast forward to me doing spoken word, it was like, what's your stage name? And I was like, B-Rock,
Oh.
And then it became Mr. B-Rock, and now it's Mr. B-Rock, the Rockstar Poet. So.
Okay, that's good. Look, there's levels to this.
There's levels to
this.
Levels, absolutely.
All right, but so today's topic is going to be what attracts man. So we're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic, what attracts man to a woman. And while we do that, before we do that, we're going to talk about our wine for the day.
Hey!
Yes, the best part. So today's bottle is going to be Stella Rosa Moscato.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a product of Italy. It's an Italian wine.
Oh, Italy.
Yes, the sweet white. Guys, I love Stella Rosa, so I'm excited about this one. Look, I'm gonna try to act like this isn't juice, but yeah. So I get this bottle open and I pour these glasses. You go ahead and take a moment and read these disclaimers. Thank you.
Okay, disclaimers.
We are back. Our wine is poured, and we're about to do first sips.
Come on, first sips.
First sips.
This is my kind of show. So I'm talking no toast. Okay, that's fine. Okay,
no toast, my bad. Teach me something new.
You gotta toast. You know what I'm saying? One for the ancestors. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right.
Okay.
But it's a party foul.
Yeah.
So it's a double entendre.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22. But yeah, shout out to us.
I like this. It's funny, I'm a red drinker, but like sometimes I want something light and refreshing, so I'll have me a white here and there. And I've drunk this before. I love Stella's.
I like Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio?
Yeah, it's a little stronger, but
it's so dry to
it
me.
is dry, yeah. But I love it. It gets you fucked up. Can we test?
Yeah,
it gets you fucked up.
The thing is, you told me you like dry. I have this, I have a Nebbiolo in my fridge. It's a dry one that I had from one of my last episodes, and it's still sitting in that fridge.
Fact.
I was like, one of these days, somebody's gonna go, pour me that Nebbiolo.
Right.
Yeah. But all right,
I'm
so.
someone. It's cool. No, it's cool. It's cool. Not like Stella. Stella's dope. My little sister, she loves Stella Rosa. She's like, give me this Stella Rosa. Have you had the blueberry one?
I have.
How was it?
Tried almost.
I almost got it.
It's honestly not bad. Like, I don't think it tastes nasty. I haven't tried a Stella Rosa that I don't like, but
it's not good.
I haven't. I have what I like already. So until I find something that can be like, let me put this one down and pick this up.
I like Moscato.
I love Roscato. I just finished a bottle of that like 2 days ago.
I love it.
I usually, whenever I make pasta, I usose to pick up a bottle of Roscato. It's so good.
My favorite dry red. Well, I have two favorite dry reds: any Cabernet and Apothic. Apothic red. Yes.
I'm gonna pick that up
tomorrow. They got a blend. I think they got a cab, and they got a the red blend. Okay, I'm getting thrown off.
You put me on. My next episode, I'm like, today's wine is Apothic.
Right. It's lit.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, you should know how this goes by now. I'm gonna ask him a series of questions, all opinion based, and he's gonna give me his opinions on the questions that I am asking him. So we're gonna kick it off with our first question. So, okay, what qualities do you find attractive in your partner?
Whew. So I actually have a list. I'm gonna try not to go to the list because I do have it like pretty much in my head, but it's detailed in my notes. But what attracts me to a woman is respect for me and respect for herself. Being spiritually inclined, being in tune to the divine feminine and those principles and what that means from a nurturing standpoint. It's a lot. I want to look at it. Now I want to look at it. Let me look at it. Yeah, we're going to dive in.
He came with the notes. He prepared.
Okay, so the overarching is, we can dive deep into it. The overarching is peace, support, and respect. Respect, we can break that down. Peace, what that means, we can break that down. And support, we can break that down what that means. So that's what it boils down to. But if I go into it real quick, respect me.
Support. Break that one.
Break down support.
That's
okay, I'm
I want.
Yeah, so support is important because a man has to have a plan. A man has to have a man with a plan. A man has to have a plan. He has to have a dream. He has to have something that's driving him, and whatever that thing is, he needs support in that area. And by support, it means words of encouragement. Well, it depends on the person's love language, as far as how you show love in that area of supporting that person's dream or that whatever, and it's not like some financial or you got to be their assistant. Like I've seen memes where it say like if you date an entrepreneur, you sign up to be their assistant, basically. Like that's not what that is. I want you to get involved in things that you want to get involved in. If you whatever on what level that you're comfortable with. If that's any level at all, you don't have to participate at all. Just show love. And whatever that way that is. So I do events. So like it's coming to the events. Like if that's all you do, that's cool. It's showing support for what I do. Another aspect of that is I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of women who have a lot of grace when it comes to a man who ain't got it all the way figured out, but because he's trying, we're gonna be patient and just let him figure this part out, even though we know it ain't working. We're gonna let him figure it out. There's a balance, but also applying pressure in these beautiful womanly ways. I don't know how y'all do it, but y'all know how to like this. What happened is like I'll get told something and it'd be like later that day or the next day, I'm like, dang, she said I wasn't shit. You had
to put it together.
I had to put it together,
Like, hold on,
but she laid it out so that I could put it together. She was like A, B, C. I like you. Kept it moving. And I was like A, C, B. Oh, I ain't shit. Right. But on the back end, in retrospect, I see that they supported me in the best way they possibly could, with a consideration for my feelings and my sensitivities. Because a man's dream is his drive. That's his baby. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have, like, Erykah Badu say, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. That's the sensitive shit right there. That's his pride and joy. So support in that area is super important.
I love how you broke that down. Yeah. And I love how you did not mention one time, oh, she's gonna be my backbone, the woman that stands behind me. Like I never like when anybody says that, oh, behind a good man is always, a strong woman. Why she gotta be behind you?
Right.
Like she doesn't always have to support you from the back.
Right, always beside you. Always beside you.
Okay, so now you can go into your other ones. Respect.
Okay, respect. So respect boils down to just respect for me and respect for herself. So, and it's crazy. I don't know how deep we gonna get in on this.
You go as deep as you want to go.
Okay, I don't know. You saying that to a spoken word poet?
You're
like,
right.
We don't want to go too deep. Yeah.
Right.
Go that deep. Okay, cool.
No.
I'm about to say that's pretty deep. Yeah. Okay, cool. Go right there. Okay, yeah. So respect is super important to me, and I realized that with respect, comes patience. You know, I feel like those two live in the same house, you know, on a lot of levels. As far as respect for me, it boils down to just how I like to be talked to, you know, and in return, how I should talk to you. You know, we should have that mutual respect and that mutual understanding and have conversations about that to talk to each other in the best way that the other person can receive it. It boils down to how we conduct ourselves, you know, when we're in public space. So that's like private stuff. But in public space, you know, we gotta have respect. Like I forgot who said it, what was said, but basically it was like hide hide the dynamics of a relationship, but don't hide the fact that you're in a relationship type of thing. You know, like and that's what I like. You know, like we ain't gotta be all up on each other, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know we're together. Like, you know, like that balance somewhere in there, you know, and you have to understand each other's respect boundaries to know what that is, you know, what that means, you know, in more open relationships, people like to, you know, you can be all flirtatious and stuff with other people and do your thing, and you know, there's levels to that, you know, and then there's some people who like, you know, like you could tell they just be locked into each other. Like they at the whole time at the party, the whole time at the reunion, the whole time at the screening, the whole time they be just like that. But that works, you know what I'm saying? It works for them. It works for them, you know. So I'm like if you ever watch Beyonce and Jay-Z in public, that's how I like to be in public. Like, you know, like we know, y'all know we together, you know, but we not doing the most. Like I never see them doing the most, you know. They be chilling, you know, and that's what I like to do. I like to chill. So
I like watching whenever they out together. Jay-Z does this thing to Beyonce. Whenever she's in front of him, he takes his arm and he wraps it around her like this. And it's like the funniest thing, but it's like the cutest thing ever. It's it's this little simple arm placement. It's like, you know, she's mine. But I don't gotta have her all up into me or anything like that. I don't have to be rubbing on her. You know how you can see those relationships, they're like, oh, we gotta make out in public so people know it's real. Like, I just love that little, like, when they are together, they always do that simple, his arm is always across her like this. Like, I've seen, like, people be like, he be acting like he's choking her. I was like, no, it's graceful.
Facts. Super facts. Yeah, so yeah, that's respect for me. And then respect for herself, you know, respect for him. What that means is, whatever tip you on, whatever you doing, own it and do it because it makes you feel beautiful, not because you're like trying to appease some European standard of beauty or some media standard of beauty, some Instagram status, you know, standard of beauty. Yeah. It's innately, when you look in the mirror and you deeply see who you are naturally all the way in, this is who you are, that's who you want to be that, you know, and put respect on your name, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, that's what I mean by that. So yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into the next question. Okay, so what are a few things you would like to have in common with your partner?
A few things I would like to have in common?
Yes. And I asked this question because me personally, I feel that in a relationship when you don't have those common grounds, those things that you both can relate to, it creates like a distance within the relationship. But I feel like you don't need to have you don't absolutely have to like every single thing they want to do every single thing they want to do, but there needs to be that common ground in between. You know, that force that pulls you together.
For me, it has to be a couple of things. One is a similar sense of humor. That helps, you know, like, you know, if we can laugh at the same things or find the same things funny, you know, like if we don't find the same things funny, it can be awkward sometimes, especially if we like pranking each other or directing the jokes towards each other, you know, and the other person doesn't pick it up, you know, it might be a little weird. So I guess stuff like that, I would say going back to the spiritual, you know, having similar spiritual beliefs, you know, because I know a lot of women that, if you ain't on certain tips, you know, like you ain't getting in, you know what I'm saying? Like that's it, you know, like we're not talking no more. But a lot of, let me go into.
That's good.
Let me go on the list real quick. See what we got going on. Understanding my commitment to growth. Yeah, we gotta have African culture in common, or some kind of African descendants in common. You know, like black. You know, like woman of color. You know, whatever.
I was gonna say it.
Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. You know, that helps. Definitely diet. So diet is definitely a huge one for me. So I say that, you know, diet isn't just a choice; it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, it's a decision that, you know, I'm a Bentley, and a Bentley only takes a certain type of gas. You can only take a Bentley to a certain type of dealership, a certain type of mechanic, because it's a special car. You know what I'm saying? You can only put certain things in. You can't just put regular oil in it. You can't just put, and that's how I treat my body. You know, I treat my body like that. Like it deserves the best. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, we as a whole, I would say, spend so much on the outside, and we focus on how the outside of the body looks, but put garbage inside the body. Like we package this beautiful dumpster, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's wild.
Big bow on it.
You know, and throw a big bow on it. You know what I'm saying? Put cologne on it. You know, like it's fresh. You know, like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But the inside is like the muffler messed up, you know, the alternator been burnt out, the kidney's gone, the heart failing.
Oh my God.
You know, that's what happens. You know, that's what happens. So so that's why that's a big one for me. So I'm sometimes a Terrian. Sometimes I'm gonna tear it up. Sometimes I'm not. You know, so being a sometimes a Terrian.
He just made that up, y'all.
For real. So like for real. Like so it matters to me, you know, that we can at least be on the same page about some things. Like pork, that's kind of like, nah, that's a duh for me. Like I don't do pork at all, you know. But if they like pork sometimes, cool. We gonna have conversations, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna like challenge you, you know, but for the most part, like I know how to prepare vegan meals, you know, so like, and I have access to vegan meal stuff, you know, so like resources, so like we can make it happen forever and ever, amen, you know, and be good, but yeah, so stuff like that, boom, yeah, so yeah, stuff like that, I would say.
I know, like, speaking on diet, I remember when, years ago, I was a vegetarian. Well, I just stopped being a vegetarian like 3 months ago.
Okay.
So, and when I decided to change my lifestyle, I noticed just like an immediate health change. Like I felt better, I looked better, like my skin was glowing. You know, my skin is always glowing.
Come on.
But yeah, when I changed my diet, I got rid of meat completely. It was like a whole different me. Like I felt better about myself. Like, and me feeling good about myself on the inside, it brought that confidence to the outside. So it will be like, you know, it used to be, you know, I'm passing by the mirror, I'd be like, now I pass by the mirror, I'm like, hey, hey, you know, like I gotta strike a pose or something like that. It's like me feeling good on the inside, it makes me feel better. You know, it brings it to the outside. And so recently, like 3 months ago, I became a pescatarian. Okay. I just started incorporating fish.
Okay. Presbyterian First Baptist.
Oh, I said Presbyterian?
No.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm being, yeah.
Well, yeah, so when I became a pescatarian, it's funny because like I'm a pescatarian when I'm out in public because I'm not the type that's gonna I have to go to a vegan restaurant or I have to go to a vegetarian restaurant. Right. You know, I'm gonna go wherever. But I got tired of like a lot of the restaurants, they believe a vegetarian meal is a salad.
Right.
They really do.
Right, that's the only option, yeah.
It literally is, and I was like, you know what, I can start incorporating fish. So, you know, when I go out, I have fish, but when I'm at home, I still there's no meat. But
there needs to be a late night vegan spot.
There is. Isn't that the Slutty Vegan?
It's not late night.
Oh, it's not?
Nah,
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
I saw an interview that she did on I think with Charlamagne the God. She was on his show. Oh wait, was it 106 Power or something like that?
One of them.
Okay, yeah, God, I don't watch TV and I kind of be off a little bit with other shows. I'm sorry, but yeah, and she was like, Yeah, I can actually send you the link later on to the video. But she was like, she made the restaurant because she's a vegan, and it was just kind of inconvenient for her to be trying to find a late night vegan spot all the time. So she was like, excuse me, she was like, I'm just gonna create my own, and that's how she came up with the Slutty Vegan, because she wanted late night vegan food.
Oh.
So I was like, okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I think it was very organic of her. She didn't go into it like, I'm about to get rich, we lacking in this area, let me go in. She was just like, I wanted me something to eat, so I had to create my own plate, pretty much. But yeah, okay, we getting off topic. See how you be doing me? There we go. Go back to your notes. What's next? We talking about having in common with your partner.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's. I don't know. What else should we have in common? Those are the pretty hot points right there. I feel like from there we can pretty much build.
Yeah.
You know, you black with it. You know, you spiritual with it. You know, you funny with it. You know, like humorous with it. You know, like.
No, I don't. One thing about me, I don't date outside my religion.
Mm.
Like, I've done it before and I've seen how it works, and well, I'm pretty sure it works for some people, but there is a clash when you date outside of your religion. Because when I have a problem in our relationship, like when I would have a problem with my past relationship, I'd have a problem, and I would go to God with my problem, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like he couldn't understand. Yeah, he couldn't understand my reasoning for me wanting to speak to a higher power, you know?
Yeah.
So it caused like this little conflict. It's like not even, I don't want to call it conflict.
Did y'all talk about, like, when you talk to God, did y'all then talk about it as well? Or was it like, I'm gonna talk to God and I'm gonna let you know what he said?
Yeah, it was like when we have like troubles in our relationship, like, you know, I'd be going to church and, you know, he wouldn't go to church, but like if we got into an argument and we fought, something like that, he like just go to church because, you know, I'd be going to church. Like, and it was pretty much just, he was there, but not there. Like, he was just there as a shell. Like, you know, I'm gonna be there. Me and my wife argue, so I'm just gonna go sit next up because I know she believes in this. But it was never like I felt like I didn't get the support that I needed. And I felt like it was big. And I remember like we were sitting at dinner one day, you know, I say grace before I eat, and he'd go, and one day he goes, you know what? Because he said he was Rastafarian. He was like, I want to pray to my God. And I was like, okay, you can pray. He was like, well, I want you to pray with me. And I was like, I found that as an internal battle within myself. Like, I never knocked anybody else's religion. I'm always open to it. You can believe in everything you want to believe, but I'm a firm believer that with me being a Christian, believing in God, I cannot pray to another God. Like, you know, it's just, that's not something I can do or feel comfortable doing. But, you know, everybody else, you know, whoever you want to pray to, I'm completely fine with it. And that was just, it was like it left me in like kind of an odd place. So yeah, like since then I'm like, no, for me personally, I just cannot date outside my religion. So on to the next question. We better go into deal breakers.
Okay, deal breakers. Right. Yeah, segue.
All right, so a few deal breakers.
Non-Christians. No, I'm playing.
Oh my god. A few deal breakers when you are dating, not actually in a relationship, dating. And okay, first of all, let's define our definitions of dating and being in a relationship.
Okay, so dating, like we talking.
Yes.
I feel like a relationship, you stamp that. There's moments, like when you in the dating phase, when y'all kind of act in a relationship, y'all just ain't said it yet type of thing. But a relationship is like almost like a title, almost. You know, yes. It's like renting a car and owning a car. You know, like.
I thought you meant a title as in like status. You talking about title as in a car title.
Both. It's both. You know, it's literally both. It's literally both. You know, so it's a.
Why you tell me your bottom?
Yeah, I didn't want to be, you know.
Yeah,
I'm all the way at the top of this mountain. I gotta get back down. I'm looking like Jack and Jill rolling down the hill.
There we
Goddamn.
go. There we
So
go.
yeah, cool. Yeah, so
But yeah, so
unhealed, and by unhealed,
you gotta explain that.
unhealed mixed with unaware. Because it's one thing to be unhealed and you're working on yourself, but if you're unhealed and you're unaware that you're unhealed, you got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not, you know what I'm saying? You can wait around for somebody who's unhealed and working on themselves, because they're working on themselves, you know? But somebody who's unhealed and they haven't even come to terms with that yet, who know, you don't know how long that process is going to take, you know? To get there. And then you got to heal. Like,
So
you got to realize you need healing and then heal. Like, but that first part is so rough. So that's a deal breaker for me when I see like those triggers, traumas, stuff coming out, you know, and it's coming from a place that's like, when I say uneducated, it's uneducated in the sense that you haven't done enough studying of yourself. You know, people just haven't studied themselves enough, you know, like really sit down and reflect, who the fuck am I? Why am I doing that? Why do I do that? Right, you know?
Yes, people be like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like,
yeah, you know, like, but because they have to get there. You know what I'm saying? They have to get there. A lot of people are not there. A lot of people don't realize where they are in the spectrum of their life or life in general. Like, you know, so yeah, that's pretty, I would say that's pretty much it. And then, like, you know, if I see I don't know. I can't really say. It's just the vibe. But as long as the vibe is cool, I'm cool, you know. But it takes me so long just to even get to that point, to talk to somebody, you know, that if we're on that level, then I know it's pretty solid. You know, I'm not going to know anything until we get a little bit deeper, you know, a little bit deeper, because it was something that brought me in the first place.
Yeah, it's crazy that how you mentioned being unhealed and unaware of being unhealed. I just realized that it was like recently I made this discovery that I knew I was healing, but I didn't understand the why and the how I was supposed to heal, like the reasoning for it. And like I understood the part, I understood that I needed, I understood that I needed to heal. And you know, I tell people like I want to find myself. I want to figure out who I am, discover, you know, the woman that I want to be. And I'm always telling people that, and they're like, "What you mean you don't know who you are?" You know, they always say that, but I'm like, that's just me. I'm trying to figure out who I am. That's what it is. And it was like recently I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was like, she just told me this, right? She was like, "It's okay to love yourself." I'm like, when you mean I do love myself, you know, that's why I'm working on myself. And like just through like that conversation, it clicked. I never forgave myself for letting myself be in the positions that I had been in the past and letting some of the things happen to me. So I was actually holding a grudge against myself. And it took me years to actually realize that that was my actual issue. Like I knew there was a problem. I knew I needed to heal, but I didn't understand what the problem was or how I was supposed to. So, but once I found out, once I found out the why, I then could like start progressing forward. Like, as I was like, you know, you gotta forgive yourself, girl. Like, you can't just sit there and keep holding these grudges against yourself. So once I realized that, then I could actually start working towards becoming a better me, figuring out who I am. So yeah, I think that healing process is so essential.
Absolutely. Wow.
Well, yeah, so look at that. We're moving through these questions. Look at us. Okay. So actually, we've kind of gone through this one right here. Spiritual, religion, physical. Yeah, you've been hitting on that one already. So we'll go ahead. Wait, did I skip one? Oh, okay. Hot topic. You ready?
Okay.
What is your opinion on men and women sharing responsibilities, such as splitting the bills when you go out on dates? You have a date, your woman puts towards the the mortgage, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
yeah,
is?
Yeah. So it's funny. So I was an alpha male before I knew I was an alpha male type of thing, and the reason why I say that is because there's a certain level of security that comes with the alpha male, and with that said, I'm like still in that journey. So there's some things I want to unlock in this alpha maleness, But the reason why I say that is because I want to take care of everything. Period. Like I can't help it. Like I wanted, like I grew up in a house full of women, my mama, my sisters, I'm saying I got my niece now, like I want to save and just make sure everybody is okay. I want to protect everybody, all the women in my life, that including, my wife and of course my kids, so that's where I'm at with it, so on that journey, I'm still going to try to pay for everything, like to the best of my ability, I'm not going to do it in a way that's going to cripple me, because like I said, I'm still in my journey, but when I get to the end, in the end, everything is good. Everything is taken care of, so, but yeah, so, and that's why I say, I was alpha male before I was alpha male, because like, even when I was like dead broke, like when I didn't have nothing, I would find some kind of way to not necessarily control the situation, but to put forth a valid effort and to make the shorty feel safe. If anything else, she felt safe. Yes. And she felt like this nigga got me. Like, what I'm saying? Like, we good, like so yeah, that's my take on that as far as responsibilities. So I don't believe in gender roles. I understand that men can physically do things that women can't. I understand that women can spiritually do things that men can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that there's the masculine energy in those properties and feminine energy in those properties. But as far as gender roles, the social constructions, as far as like I don't downplay like a relationship where the shorty is the breadwinner and he is a stay-at-home dad or something like that. Like I don't believe in those type of things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever works for y'all to make sure the family is straight, that's what works for y'all to make sure. As long as nobody's complaining. Like it's one thing if she's working and she's complaining about going to work every day, going to work every day and he's home chilling, playing games when he's not raising the kids. And like, okay, I can see that being problematic on some levels, but or vice versa.
I think women do that too.
Yeah. So or vice versa. Say the dude is the breadwinner and he comes home and she's watching Netflix all day and I really don't actually. Yeah. I'm speaking from experience, but anyway, but yeah, but yeah. So as long as we have a conversation about who's responsible for what, and we're on the same page that in the end, like I don't want you touching nothing, and just let me do it, and just let me everything will be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Then it's cool. Yeah.
That's good. Like me being the type, I don't want to say my opinion of it is just me being in a relationship itself. My expectations of the man is for him to handle those things. Mm-hmm. And it's not because I can't handle them. Those are just my expectations of my man. Like I expect him to play that alpha male part, display his masculinity and, take care of those things like that. And me as a woman, I want to take care of the household. Like, I'm still gonna work, but anything in regarding the house, I'll take care of it. Like, all he needs to worry about is, okay, I got paid today. I know every single bill in this house is gonna be paid. Things like that. Like, you get paid, but I'll pay the bills. That's cool. Well, I'm not saying out of my pocket. I'm paying with your money, but let me clear that up. But and I also at the same time, I don't believe in being a housewife because I'm not knocking anybody who is a housewife. I feel like, being a housewife is a job itself. Like, especially raising kids, that is not easy. But I'm still gonna work and things like that. But I would like to also be in a position wherever there's a time when let's say my man is just down and out on his luck and he just can't. And I know absolutely for a fact that he has tried everything he can to support us and he can't. Like, he's gonna know that it's going to be okay because I might be down right now, but my woman got us. And when I get back on my feet, I'm gonna step back into that role.
And that's why I don't believe in gender roles, because like at any point, like I said, whatever works for y'all situation to keep the boat floating, you know, then do what y'all gotta do, you know. But yeah.
But yeah, when you get back into that alpha status, I'm like, I think God paying all my bills.
Okay.
Okay. What's next? Let's see. I got my notes here. I got my notes here too. So I can't even complain about yours.
Right.
Okay, so give me your well, first I want to ask, have you ever dated an independent woman before?
Pretty much every woman I've talked to has been an independent woman.
You have. I honestly
all of them are independent women. Like
okay, so can you just
hey y'all.
I don't want you to speak on your experience. I want you to speak on the state of mind you had to be in while dating an independent woman.
The state of mind that I had to be in?
Yes.
The state of mind that I was in.
First, let's talk about what is your definition of independent woman?
An independent woman is a woman who has independent, in this generation, is a woman who has independent thoughts, and she doesn't fall or believe in the status quo as far as what a woman should be doing, not being a housewife, not wanting like all that stuff, and also, you know, a woman who's capable of, you know, being not dependent on somebody else, you know, like, you know, they've shown that they can have their own, or they appear that they're gonna have their own when they get older, you know what I'm saying, like you know they're gonna have their own, you know, so lonely. Typically lonely women. No.
Wait a minute. Did you watch my last episode?
No, did you say that?
I did.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow, yeah, so
you definitely watched it. Stop.
No, I'm being honest. Like,
oh
lonely.
My gosh.
So you were saying you was agreeing that y'all lonely?
Yeah.
Right.
One of my things too. I'm like, you know, I work my ass off.
So I mean, welcome. So here's the thing. Welcome to being a man. like, and y'all don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are lonely. Like, it's a lonely journey, shouldering all the responsibility. Because most people, especially around you, ain't doing it or even know how to do it. You know? So it's a lonely journey. But women want to be so independent so bad.
Oh my God.
Y'all want to be want to be the man, you know, but
no, I don't think the independent woman. I don't believe the independent woman wants to be the man. I feel like,
but they're doing everything that a man should be doing for them.
well,
or in certain traditional senses.
When there's no man around, who's gonna do it? Like,
that's no, okay. So now we're looking at it from a survival standpoint. Some women choose that path and then complain. Like, if you gotta survive. If that's what you gotta do, you doing what you gotta do. You know, if that's what you gotta do, ain't no man around, shit. Do what you gotta do. But some women, you know, meet good men. Some women, I don't want to generalize the situation, but I be seeing women that meet good men. I be seeing women that meet men who got that shit together, or who had all the potential in the world to get their shit together, or not even to get their shit together. They are on their journey. They're making moves. You know what I'm saying? And it's clear that they gonna be all right. You know, and you know who date. So those three different types of examples, and they fumble. You know what I'm saying? They drop the ball, or he's boring, or he's not enough, or whatever. You know, and you know people connect for whatever reason they connect, but I see it a lot. You know, I see a lot of quality men that get, you know, passed up, you know, will have a hard time because of their shorty who, and it's just usually the shorties who have those disruptions are the same shorties that want to be so independent, you know. So
my personal take on that is, I feel like a lot of people fail to realize that you have to be really patient with independent women. because like
You gotta be patient with women.
I mean, on a shut up.
No, like independent, dependent, interdependent, codependent.
Yes.
Like,
On the independent
Happy Independence
level,
Day.
Y'all gotta realize, like, we didn't wake up one day and be like, all right, I'm an independent woman now. That's a role that you grow into. So it's growing. It's like interdependence is a role that you grow into too. You can't expect like us to be, okay, I got this man now. Let me become interdependent like that. It don't work like that. Y'all gotta be patient.
I think when the natural order of things is working, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the way they interact, it can't be denied. So and that's the simple fact that men have a more physical advantage, women have a more spiritual advantage, and with that, when it comes to going out here, like unless you're a pastor, you know what I'm saying, you're not making money spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make money physically. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get up off your ass. You need to go get to it. And you gotta have this type of mentality when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it ain't no, I'm gonna go to work today. No, we going to work today. Like, because it's a hunter mentality. We have to go out into the woods and catch the food that we could eat so that we can live. You know what I'm saying? That's where that comes from, that primal instinct, Yes. So when those things are working properly, the qualities or the habits or the traits that come with that manifest itself. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, women tend to submit in a physical way more to their man, you know what I'm saying, because of that thing, So with that said, when women are combative towards that, it's because they have basically kind of removed the entire man, period. Like they stepped into their masculine, and now they want them more than they want us. They want themselves more than they want us, Like their comfortableness is more valuable than growing each other up, because that's where growth lives, in our uncomfortableness. But it makes them uncomfortable because it's like, I gotta love myself less. No, it's not loving yourself less. It's just you gotta shift back into that natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to do. You can't do it right away, and it's not gonna happen it's only gonna happen for the right person.
I said it takes time. Patience.
But I don't know about
so
patience.
It takes time.
No, but patience makes it sound like we're gonna be going at this for a couple months. No, what I'm saying is right away. The patience part is mastering it, like, because you're gonna start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be like, I've dated women where they say, like, usually I don't listen, or like when you say it, I listen, basically. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better circumstances. Or when you say it, I listen. Usually I don't, or they say, I hear that a lot. Or usually I don't. But when you meet the right person who's fully operating in their energy, it kind of pulls you up. You know what I'm saying? To operate fully in your energy. You naturally want to listen. Not listen. I mean, follow.
I understand what you are saying. I don't agree 100%, but I understand, and I like your take on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hi guys, this is Monday, and today's special guest is Brandon. So we just want to let you know that today's topic is what attracts man, and this is going to be part 1 of a 2 episode. So tune in, hope you enjoy.